My name is Jaideep Bains. I'm an associate professor at the University of Calgary and the Hotchkiss Brain Institute. So the brain first perceives some sort of external threat to its either external or internal environment. And a number of neural circuits are recruited to first sense the stress and respond to it. And they relay all this information to cells in a particular area of the brain called the hypothalamus, and that's the area that we're interested in. So once these signals, electrical and chemical signals, are sensed by the cells in this structure, the hypothalamus, these cells release hormone into your bloodstream. An immediate danger that your brain senses results in the release of these hormones that we just talked about. But what those hormones do is they trigger kind of an escape response, fight or flight response, which requires mobilization of energy stores and diversion of blood from kind of non-essential parts of your body. For example, you probably don't need to digest your food, but you do need to mobilize your muscles and get out of the way. So the question is, once the brain has been exposed to stress, what is it about that stress? What is the kind of molecular imprint that it leaves that allows the brain to respond more effectively the next time? And so what we discovered is that the molecular imprint that the stress leaves is that it changes some of the proteins and receptors in these hypothalamic neurons. And what these changes mean is that the next time these neurons see electrical and chemical signals that are stress relevant, that the neurons respond in a hyperexcitable fashion. We're finally at a stage where we're beginning to kind of peel the layers off the different mechanisms that are essential for stress, and that we're beginning to uncover at a subcellular level potential molecules and pathways that allow stress responses to become hyperactive. We're beginning to understand what switches stress responses off, and we're beginning to understand what you might need to do to correct things when stress responses don't shut off properly or don't respond appropriately. There are definitely, based on basic experiments, things like, small amounts of wine, exercise, but not if it's forced, right? Things that you find, kind of pleasurable, novel experiences. So all of these things seem to be able to reset your stress axis. So now the key is to figure out, well, how are they able to do that, and maybe go down those roads to see if you can really pinpoint what's going on at the cellular level. A lot of people who are interested in stress and stress-related disorders are really focusing on the symptoms that result from prolonged stress. So the depression, the memory loss, the anxiety, the inability to eat. But what we're saying is that if you really want to start to get at stress-related disorders, one of the things you might want to think about is to shut off the stress response at its start. So turn off the flow of water at the tap rather than trying to deal with the flood after it happens.